Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Elm City LIT Fest podcast. I'm Ife Michelle Gardine, founder and co-creator of Elm City LIT Fest. Elm City LIT Fest is a celebration of literary arts and literary artists of the African diaspora. All Black literature, all day. Today, I'm solo on my show. My team members are Emily Mayo and Charmaine McAllister. They couldn't be with us today, so I'm going to be talking about Lit Fest. It's happening this weekend coming up, Saturday, September 26th, and Sunday, Saturday, September 26th, and Sunday, September 27th. And we have a very full lineup of good and enriching celebration of the African diaspora literary arts. I want to say congratulations to Hartford Literary Integrated Trailblazers. They had their lit celebration yesterday, and it was on Facebook Live, and I'm telling you, all day long they had it loaded, y'all. They had so much information, so many people. It's really wonderful to know that there's so much talent in this state of Connecticut. You know, for many years people have traveled. I've traveled places that people say, oh, when I say I'm from Connecticut, they say, oh, there's Black people in Connecticut. And yes, there are. And there are organizations like Hartford's Lit and Elm City Lit and other organizations throughout the state that we're connecting the dots. We're here. We have a lot of very talented Black artists, and we're here to showcase them. So like I said, Lit Fest is next Saturday, September 26th. And Sunday, September 27th. We also want to thank very much. We want to thank our funders, people that have and friends, that people that have helped us along the way and supported us from the beginning, from a year and a half ago when this was a concept. So we want to thank the Arts Council Greater New Haven. And shout out to Winter, who holds it down. Winter is keeping it together down there. And also the Whaley Edgewood Beaver Hills management team. That's my neighborhood. The Web, they are one of our first funders and believers. I started a book club with them last summer, and we are still going strong. We have a monthly book club. If you want to go on the website, our website, Elm City Lit Fest at weebly.com. You can see the information about the book club, or you can email us at elmcitylitfest@gmail.com. So I want to thank the Web for making that possible. And People Get Ready Books, who supplies all our books for the rest of the year. If you are a member of the Elm City Lit Web Book Club, you get for our monthly choices, you get a free book. And that's a plus. Not a lot of book clubs do that, but we were fortunate enough to attain a grant to get the first 25 members of the book club to get a free book. It's an option because people get books from the library as well. So we also want to thank the Community Foundation of Greater New Haven. I was in the Neighborhood Leadership Program, and they through participating in that program, was able to secure $2,500 for that, for funding for the Lit Fest. I also want to thank Bill Graustein of the Graustein Foundation in Hamden, Connecticut. He gave a very generous offering, a contribution to the Lit Fest. They do some really good work at the Graustein Foundation with the Community Leadership Program, among other things. And you can look them up, GrausteinFoundation.org, I think. And the New Haven Office of Arts, Culture, and Arts, Culture, and Tourism. Used to be Cultural Affairs, but it's New Haven Office of Arts, Culture, and Tourism. When we secured a neighborhood grant from them as well, and so we want to thank them. We like so many. There's so much that goes behind. Like when we were having the festival, initially was scheduled for April 25th virtually, and we had so many people believing in us. Like Eric Clemens at Concat was going to offer us the space for free, which would have been lovely if COVID did not happen. So one day we hope to in the future be able to have events there once it's safe to gather. So as far as the Lit Fest goes, I remiss. We are partnered with the Word literary organization, the Word Poets, Aaron Jafaris and Sawa. I can't Sawa. I don't want to mess up your last name, but Aaron Jafaris and Taj Galbraith and Sawa and Dime. The Word is also a partner with Elm City Lit Fest and will be featured on next Saturday evening. Word Poets. The Word does wonderful programming in the high schools and with young people, and partners with youth organizations around New Haven to create poetry and work. So what you gonna get? So next Saturday at 10 a.m. we would love for children, tune in with your babies at 10 a.m. Again, we're going to be on Elm City Lit Fest Facebook page, as well as simultaneously on YouTube at Baobab Tree Studios YouTube channel. And the featured children's lit authors will be Abdul Razak Zachariah, who grew up in West Haven. He grew up in West Haven, y'all. Attended Yale University, and he is now based in Cambridge, Mass, because he's pursuing a master's in education at Harvard University. He worked some time at LEAP. He graduated from high school in West Haven, and his book is called The Night Is Yours. The second person that we have is also a New Haven native, Mahogany Lowry. Mahogany is her book is called I'm sorry. It's Mahogany's first book. It's called Greatness Over the Rainbow. And her book is very inspiring. I don't know how I forgot about that. But her book is very, very inspiring and encourages youth to always push past any odds that are against them, and they come out on top. Mahogany has a bachelor's and master's degree, bachelor's in social work and a master's degree in human services, and she's a first-time author. And she wrote the book on her past experiences, and it is so inspiring. And the third children's lit author that we will be featuring will be Sharika Ford. She's a mother of 4 sons and grandmother. She's published 2 poetry books for adults, and she has 3 children's books. I'm not sure which one she'll be reading from. The 2 children's books that I know off the top of my head are Grandpa's Little Queen and Grandma's Little King, based on her grandchildren. So we look forward to having those 3 authors in the Children's Lit Hour will be great. So if you can tune in with your children, that for that first hour of for the Elm City Lit Fest. And our second time, if our second segment of Elm City Lit, we will have from New London, live from New London, Cultured as Fuck. It's gonna be called Lit as Fuck. That is the day we're gonna come out from kids to cussing. Okay. But two different segments and two different audiences. So please tune in. It will be featuring Cultured as Fuck is a organization out of New London. It's a social hub and creative platform. They're artists and creatives producing content, building community, curating unique experience that bridge the gap between the art world and Black culture. And they'll be featuring performances by Ashley Sanchez, Erica Ortiz, and an Urban Nerd, and Sammy Chiba, Drea, and Finn Henry. And we had them on the podcast a couple of maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, last month. And you know, one of the things that the Cultured as Fuck and other organizations that we've talked to in our state, the need for representing ourselves, representing our culture and our artists and our arts has been so prominent. We no longer have to stand and wait for like to be represented by or accepted by other arts organizations. We have to get it ourselves, because sometimes we're the only ones. And we have so much talent in this state and so many people that we need to showcase all of that. And that's what we're here for. So the next segment that we'll have is going to be called Black Lives Matter, a full range of Black lives in comics and graphic novels. Listen, besides Black Panther, there have been so many Black people, women and men, that are in that do Black comics and Black graphic novels. It's a plethora. And we're gonna have that that's gonna be led by Dr. Bill Foster. And he's currently retired professor from Naugatuck Valley Community College. And he's a longtime comic book collector and researcher, and has had an exhibit, changing image of Blacks in comics, and it's been displayed around the country, and include at Temple University and at comics arts conferences. And also we'll have Micheline Hess, who was one of the first women to work in the comics back in the 90s. Okay, Micheline is a native New Yorker, but she will also be sharing in her career. She's been a colorist, and she's created children's stories and a variety of things. She's done a great deal of work. And another panelist that we'll have is Alex Simmons. He's an award-winning freelance writer of comic book creator, screenplays, as well as a playwright, teaching artist, and creative consultant. He's written for Disney Books, Penguin Press, Simon & Schuster, DC Comics, and Archie Comics. And also done in and around the world for studios around the world. And I believe he also worked on the movie Black Panther. So that's going to be, and we're also going to have another speaker, I believe, Jerry Kraft. We'll know that by the end of this week, I hope. So yes, that is going to be a really enlightening panel. So if you're interested in Black comics and Black graphic novels, is going to be Black Comic Lit. Our next panel at 3 p.m. will be CT Lit. Yes, we're going to have spoken word performances by CT poets, homegrown talent, Sun Queen, who is so enlightening. She has a product line, Black Girls of Sunshine. Get on her page and order you a t-shirt, sweatshirt, and other products that she has. Then, and we're going to have Dime Ellis, who is a magnificent young artist who just completed a internship at Art Space downtown New Haven and did a wonderful program last month in the street uh, outdoor performance, and pulled together so many artists, and it was just wonderful. And Dime is a visual artist and a poet, so we're looking forward to that. And we have Enzima Hutchins, who is from Hartford's Lit. Enzima, oh my goodness, her work is so passionate and enriching and enlightening. And Zima works on healing. Her work is very healing as well. She runs a workshop, and I can't think of the name of the workshop. Please forgive me, Enzima. But she has a women's workshop series, and she'll be one of our poets. And T'Challa Williams, who is a performance poet, that's in Hartford as well, and one of the other founders of Hartford's Lit. And again, congratulations to you ladies. You did such a wonderful job, and we're excited to be partners with you in this endeavor. And we will have Amira Brown, who is also a visual artist and poet, and such a talented young person. We're looking forward to having her, as well as a Hartford's Poet Laureate, Frederick Douglass Knowles, who is a professor also at Naugatuck Valley Community College, I believe, or Three Rivers Community College. And he's a wonderful poet. We've had him on the show a couple of months ago, and that is going to be very, very enlightening. We're going to end Saturday evening with the Word Poets. As I said, we partnered with the Word Poets, so we're going to have some young people poets, and we're going to hear from some Black voices at Yale. The Yale Drama School brings in some very talented Black actors, writers, and performers. So we're really happy to get a few of them. We've reached out also to the Cultural Center at Yale, African American Cultural Center at Yale. So we hope to have we're going to have a full show for you. That is Saturday. Oh my goodness. So next on Sunday at 12 noon, we will have a writing workshop with Devon Glover, who is the Sonnet Man NYC. Devon, born and raised in Brooklyn, was a hip hop rapper, poet, and a teacher. He was a math teacher, and he started rapping his math lessons for his kids. He was a middle school math teacher, and Devon, one of his college classmates at Ithaca College, knew a producer that was looking for someone to rap the Shakespeare sonnets. So a few years ago, then they connected him with Devon, and Devon became Sonnet Man NYC. Devon raps. I'm telling you, if you can get on his website or on his YouTube and see him rapping like to a beat Shakespeare sonnets, you'll understand them like you never had before. And Devon travels all over the world doing workshops. So we look forward to he's doing a poetry and sonnet development workshop. So we hope you can join in for that. And then we also have, and the workshop will be all the events will except for the workshop that Devon is doing, all the events will be, as I said, Facebook Live and on YouTube. Devon's event actually will be by Zoom, and we need people. We want people to register for that, and that will only be on Zoom. It will not be televised. And then, but we will have televised at 12 noon, Black Lit, the significance of Black Lit in our lives in society. And that will be led, that will be a panel, and it will be led by Ron Kavanaugh of the Mosaic Literary Conference, Literary Magazine, and in the Bronx. And Ron also has a couple of book clubs out of the literary conference, and the oh gosh, he does so many. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now, but he was also on our show when we were talking about the significance of Black literature, because he's a person that also promotes Black literature throughout in his book clubs. And that on that panel will include Dr. Brenda Green, who is a professor at Medgar Evers College at City University, New York. And she started the National Black Writers Conference, and has a Center for Black Literature at Medgar Evers, which is for many, many years been a promoter of Black literature and Black arts. And that discussion, I will also be on that discussion, because I want to make sure that we understand the significance of throughout our history, and how we have to keep going in promoting, celebrating, and supporting our Black literature throughout our lives. And especially now, it's important for us to know ourselves, and about ourselves, and see our stories, and have our stories be heard by everyone to be understood better. Okay. And then after that, we will have a performance by Karima Robinson. Karima is a actress, and historian, and she will be show us a clip, or have a clip of her performance of Ida B. Wells. And Ida B. Wells is a journalist and writer from oh my gosh, Ida B. Wells had a newspapers back in like the 1800s or something. And get me started with that. But she will be performing, and after her performance, she will be in conversation about Ida B. Wells with the lively Babs Rawls Ivy. Because Ida B. Wells was a Delta, Babs was a Delta. Not that mattered, because Ida B. Wells is a very significant person about, like, in our history, getting the news out, getting the information out about us, for us, and by us. So we're looking forward to that conversation. And we will end our day on Sunday with Black Voices in Theater. And a panel will be with Malachi Beasley from the Yale Drama School, Terrell Alvin McRaney, who is the creator director of Moonlight, if anyone has seen that movie, Moonlight, if you remember that. A.K. Payne, also a noted writer, playwright, and up and coming, really popular in the theater community. Cherise Salem, who is from Hartford and has Vintage Soul Productions, is the creator and producer of that, and as well as a playwright herself. And Dexter Singleton, who is the director of, and one of the founders of Collective Consciousness Theater Company in New Haven. So that is Sunday, and that will be that panel will be facilitated by LitFest own Emily Mayo, who works at the drama school as well, and Alita Staten, one of our local gems, who is a director, actress, and works for International Festivals Arts and Ideas as a community coordinator. We are looking forward to a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We hope that you can tune in to all of it, but whatever pieces of it that you can, we welcome you. We look forward to whatever artists, like, forward us Elm City Lit at Elm City Lit Fest at gmail.com. Forward us other artists, information on your books and everything. We'd like to have you on the podcast. If we can't fit everybody in the festival, as we are not physical. If we were physical, we could put everybody in the building and have different things going on, but we can't do that. But we have this podcast. Thank you. Thanks to Bail Bobby Studios and their production skills, because, honey, I just want to show up and click a button. But we really appreciate everyone tuning in. You know, Elm City Lit Fest was one of those things where not one of those things, was created because we have celebrations of a lot of things in New Haven, Connecticut. We are Connecticut as a state of, we have a lot of artistic things happening, but we did not have a celebration of African American literature. There are other literary festivals, Connecticut Literary Festival that happens, but Hartford's Lit and Elm City Lit are the only ones that celebrate the talents and artistry of African American artists and literature of the diaspora. Okay, so we want everybody to come and partake and learn about us and support us. And we thank you for tuning in this evening. It's a little short because I just want everybody to get ready for the festival. I thank you and have a good evening.